talk about hot sauce. I love hot sauce. I'm a bit of a fanatic. I love it so much that I, in fact, keep it in my purse. I like it on my eggs, on my tacos. So yeah. And so I wanted to do the history of hot sauce. However, it's been around since ancient times. So there's no direct source on where it originated. But I did find that Edmund McKinley was the first person in America to mass produce hot sauce, and he invented Tabasco. So, according to the history of Tabasco, the director at A. Smith Production, in 1868, on Avery Island, Louisiana, is when he first started his hot sauce, his whole recipe. And he originally got the seeds from Central America, and he then planted them in Louisiana. So, and that's when he started growing the seeds. And then he used old cologne bottles to put the first bottle of hot sauce. And his son, John Avery McKinley, modernized the whole business. So how it's made is it's hand-picked peppers from the ground, and they actually do still pick peppers from the original Avery Island. And then they also have several other places that they do it. So a place in South America where they originally got the peppers is another huge plantation is where they got it from. So in order to tell when a pepper is ready, they have a red stick that they go around, and it's roughly this big, and the pepper is honestly the size, the top of this. It's really small, but I guess it has a really big kick. So once the peppers are harvested, they're then mixed with vinegar, and they're mushed all together in a giant thing that mixes it, and then they're then put into these whiskey barrels, and they're sealed with salt so that it soaks up all the oil. And then they have to ferment for 3 years. So they have thousands of barrels that are just sitting there fermenting. And the oil catches on the top, and so when you have to get the pepper, the mush out still, you have to break it with a hammer. And then you have to mix it again. And it mixes for 3 weeks before it's even put into a bottle. The product is shipped all over the United States, and then all over the world. And I thought it was a fun fact that Japan was actually the second largest buyer of the hot sauce. And they have a whole museum in Louisiana dedicated to, that's the product, dedicated to the whole history of Tabasco. Edmund McKinley created a hot sauce empire. His influence is all over the globe, and the process for making the delicious hot sauce we all know and love is tedious, but it's obviously worth it considering it's mass produced.
All right, Victoria.
So, I liked your introduction, how you grabbed our attention. And in your delivery, you had a lot of energy, so you seemed confident with your energy. And I learned new things. I liked how your organization went from history to modern, how they mass produce things.
All right, I agree, Victoria. Thanks for offering feedback. Let's see. Rowan, to my knowledge, I can't recall anyone giving a speech on this topic, so I applaud you for your creativity and thinking outside the box and exploring this topic. All right, a couple things that I want you to work on for me. This speech is weighing in short by about 30 seconds. So what we really need to think about is how to build the speech out to better meet the time expectation for the assignment. The first thing that comes to mind is that there were a couple things that you said that were kind of vague, and in introducing some specific terms, explaining some specific terms that might be unique to hot sauce production, you can flesh out the speech a little bit further. One thing in particular, you're talking about how the chili peppers were mixed. They're all mashed up and they're mixed in a big thing. And you kind of labored over the word thing for a second as if you were looking for the term. That cooking preparation term might be an interesting piece of terminology for us to have. More than that, the more specific you are in your description, the more vivid, the more memorable the speech becomes. So don't rush past new terminology. Don't dismiss new terminology. It adds value to your speech. Okay, so drill down more specifics. Second thing I want to get you to do, I agree with Victoria. You started off capturing our attention in a way that I want students to do. You didn't start off with a greeting. You didn't start off with saying who your name is. You start off with something that's immediately provocative and interesting, and that's great. Hot damn, let's talk about hot sauce. Real memorable, real fun. But you kind of rushed into the background of the product and started talking about Edmund McKinley. What you need to do is make sure that you're motivating us to listen. Based upon your knowledge of our hot sauce consumption behavior, whether we like hot sauce, what brand of hot sauce we like, our knowledge of where hot sauce comes from. You need to say something that motivates us to listen, that gives us a sense that you have our best interest in mind, and that from your speech we're going to gain something new and valuable. Now, you established your credibility, and that needs to be part of the introduction. That's good. But before we talk about your interest in the topic, you need to talk about our interest in the topic. Okay. Another thing that flushes out the introduction and beats that 5-minute or time limit is, or a 4-minute time limit at this point. Give us a sense of where the speech is going. Preview your main ideas. Assert a thesis, some overarching conclusion that we should all draw about hot sauce based upon your message. Okay? So, let's see, to summarize my feedback, we need to build the speech out a little bit further, go into greater detail about specifics, go into greater effort to analyze your audience and demonstrate that you've analyzed your audience by motivating us to listen, and make sure you preview your main ideas before you get into the body of the speech. Do that for me, all right? Thanks, Troy.